2012 Dodge Grand Caravan. Passenger side CV joint. Okay, if you need a new passenger side CV joint, or you need a new hub, this is the steering knuckle. Sometimes it won't be like the video. The video says, oh, just push on this when you get the nut off. Push on the axle stud. It'll just pop right back. Oh, and if it's stuck, just take a punch and a little hammer and whack on it and it'll pop right loose. Bull pucky. I've talked to mechanic after mechanic, and that happens maybe 40% of the time. Oh no, maybe 60% of the time. Let's say they're exaggerating. And 40% of the time, they're stuck. They're frickin' really stuck. So stuck that you can use a 3-jaw puller, won't touch it. Nothing touched this. It was not coming loose. You can't put heat on it. You really can't heat the aluminum steering knuckle. You're not supposed to. I mean, you want to stay alive? You don't want to stress those things out, weaken them, whatever. So I had a couple of choices. Try to, not worry about trying to ruin the lower ball joint, which I wanted to keep because there was nothing wrong with it, because they had to come off to get the steering knuckle off, because the drive shaft's got to come out before you can take the steering knuckle off, or take the steering knuckle off the lower ball joint. You've got problem after problem. Everything's in everything else's way. So what did I do? I wound up having a steering knuckle, because when I bought the hub, I had the steering knuckle, it was still attached to a steering knuckle when I bought the used hub. So I used the used hub. I cut for 2 hours with a Sawzall and abrasive wheel, got this steering knuckle cut off, wound up nicking the lower ball joint boot, so I got to change it in the next couple of months before it goes bad, and putting it all together. Now I'm going to try to press this apart on a friend of mine's press and see if we can pop it loose. But the problem is, if you have this and you're trying to change the hub or the axle, you may find yourself where everything is fused together. There's no place to heat it, and the only way to get it off is to get it on a press, maybe. So you might find yourself needing a hub, but buying a hub and a CV axle, and then find yourself in a situation where you'll need a lower ball joint if you can get that. If you can get that steering knuckle off with the lower ball joint, take it to a press and have someone press it apart. Those are your options. So a job that should take 3 hours on that 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan might take you 3 frickin' days. And you may still wind up having to buy a steering knuckle, like I did. I got one for free with the hub. I was in good shape. But I had to get this apart. And I wound up costing myself a lower ball joint anyway. Just be warned. It may not come apart. Happy fixing. Remember, if it's all stuck together, whatever's in between, you can't heat it. It's aluminum. Happy fixing.